Hello friends, welcome back to Rajanor's channel. Today we will see the first part of July, that is from 1st of July till 15th of July, what has been the latest in the world around us as part of our fortnightly current affairs update and the analysis videos. If you are a student of any kind of an examination, then I think this is a channel you must follow, and it will help you in answering many of your general knowledge, awareness and the current affairs topics even in your interviews. So let's quickly jump onto this fortnight's current affairs. This fortnight has been majorly revolving around Afghanistan due to the very recent developments happening there. But okay, let's quickly get onto it. The Italian soldiers have finally left Afghanistan after 20 years of deployment. That is what has been conveyed by the Defense Minister Lorenzo Gurani. And he said the control of the Herat airport and the military camp has been handed over to the Afghan forces. And I have been talking about this Afghan much before this process started, and they are all now coming into a shape. That means our analysis is generally on the right lines. Over in a very recent satellite pictures or the satellite imageries that were posted by the Washington Post in US, the Americans have found out that the Chinese are appearing to have been building about 100 new silos for the nuclear missiles. Well, there has been a recent race now in this subcontinent. China is increasing its nuclear stockpile. Reasons not known, but yes, as maybe as a projection of power from what it is. And this thing, after being discovered, it has been given by the warnings have been given by the US about this China's recent advancements in the nuclear capabilities. Last time we have also seen how China has successfully managed to create the hot plasma, or also called as the artificial sun. So China is certainly racing ahead in this case. The topic here is something to do with the Canada. Canada, suddenly there was in this fortnight there was a temperature rise of 49.5 degrees centigrade, and over 200 deaths have taken place in Canada, because this is a kind of a heat which Canada has never experienced. It is probably one of the coldest climate areas. But why has this happened is what is important. The takeaway point is the heat dome. This is what you need to know. We all know, like, greenhouse gases, greenhouse effect. Similarly, you should now know what is a heat dome. Heat dome is I know this is a phenomena which occurs when a strong high pressure atmospheric condition, they trap the hot ocean air like either a lid or a cap, and this creates a vast areas of sweltering heat under this dome. So this dome will keep conserving that heat, and therefore that particular area, the temperatures will rise really up. So heat dome is what you need to know. Government has declared the Nagaland state as a disturbed area for another 6 months under the Armed Forces Special Powers Act. So this is should know point that it has been increased for another 6 months. We all know that after the Jammu Air Force Station drone incident, the government has come into play. The NIA has been there. The agencies have been working around the clock. But at the same time, the Air Force has also installed the anti-drone system. So this will be the first in the country to have an anti-drone system, airport to have anti-drone system. And thereafter, even after installing this, there have been cases wherein the drones have been spotted, and now I think BSF have been given a free hand to engage this. And as late as yesterday, there were some intrusions of these drones along the LOC, wherein the BSF fired onto it, and they were seen returning back from the areas of the LOC. Well, this drone attack would certainly be a new future generation warfare, which will have to be incorporated wherever such policies are being made. Well, this drone system was the same system which was deployed during the Republic Day at New Delhi. Uh, Pakistan has said that it has been rattled by the Quad alliance which is going on. They are certainly wary of the growing relationship between India, US, and they have said that this relation is making them go more closer to their all-weather friend, that is China. So, take away point, any quad alliance or any kind of alliance will only make a difference when it makes an effect on to the country. Either it should make an effect to China or it should make an effect to Pakistan. So more efforts are needed to be pushed in once some kind of alliances are made. A very funny thing happened. Chinese media had shown in their propaganda video saying that their J-10 fighter are superior to Indian Air Force planes and whatnot. But the most funniest thing was somehow they uploaded the Indian Tejas, that is LCA aircraft, it firing a missile, and so I mean to say a rocket from its own pod, and this somehow was picked up by China and interpreted as their own and then posted it, and this was a huge embarrassment for it. It later took down this video. But point to notice that even this has brought our own homegrown LCA to the limelight. So I think this is a good thing which has happened even by accident. And as continued by Pakistan, Pakistan has still said that it is very happy with the treatment of Uyghur Muslims in Xinjiang province of China. So please understand the duplicity of Pakistan. It at one hand wants to take the control of the entire Islam by himself, and he is very much wary about what is happening in the interiors of India. But he's okay with the Chinese way of treating the Uyghur Muslims. So as usual, Pakistan has not only sold its country, but I think now it's sold its faith also. But a point to remember when any kind of a question comes as far as the Uyghur Muslims are concerned. Pakistan has recently inducted its first batch of base of the Chinese-made VT-4 tanks. This is a tank which was manufactured by the Nornico, a Chinese state-owned armored vehicle manufacturer. And apart from the Nigeria and Thailand, I think Pakistan will become the third country who will have this tanks with them. Their efficacy, how effective they are, well, only battlefield can decide that. But you all remember, if you all remember, there was a tank games which happened in Russia about, I think, a year and a half back, wherein you could see the sprocket wheels of tanks flying off from Chinese tanks when they were participating along with India. So, well, how much efficacy? Let's wait and watch. US has added Pakistan and 14 other countries to this Child Soldier Prevention Act list. Well, this Child Soldier Prevention Act list, also called as CSPA, is there, which the US has formed, and if a country is included in this thing, then it could result in restrictions of American military assistance and other financial aids to be given to that country. So now Pakistan is already into it. As such, Pakistan is under this FATF sword. Now the World Bank has also withheld the monetary loan which it was supposed to give to Pakistan, and now it is being added to this list. So overall, the country will further face some crunches. There are about 15 countries which have been identified in to be placed in CSPA. So, if there is a question on Pakistan and its economical conditions, you can these things can all form a part of your larger question. And the biggest thing with this recent development thing, which I'm discussing about, is the Afghanistan, wherein it has there are contradictory reports wherein the Imran Khan government says that they have not given even a single base to the US Air Force in their country, whereas US spokesperson said that they have already had discussions, and they have no problems in the air bases. Now, for Pakistan, airbase is a catch 22 situation. If they give air bases to US, China will be rattled, because it is the air base is basically a springboard for China. If they don't give air bases, then it has antagonized the US forces, which are controlling majority of the world banks or world financial powers. So more financial crunches. And let's see, Pakistan as such is reeling under its financial problems. So let's see how does it that escalate to. Well, amid all these things, there has been some rumors. I will certainly say there have been some rumors which was recently discussed yesterday in the defense meet, also in Delhi, that some kind of action has taken place between India and China and near the Ladakh border. Well, how true is it? How false it is? I am not vouching for it. I am not saying, but I am just saying that this area is still hot. And going by the Chinese policy, they can never be believed. Whatever the peace agreements we may make with China, or however we can have bilateral talks, but India, I think, should maintain its vigil constantly. Regarding these clashes, what the so-called clashes, we will, I think, very soon come to know as to what happened in this area. And but also a pertinent point to notice, the Chief of Defence Staff, General Bipin Rawat, had at this time only said that India should keep up their guard and be prepared for any kind of misadventure. So these two things are actually adding to the point which I'm trying to convey. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but one should be aware of this, that something of this sort is happening on our eastern borders. Well, coming back to Afghanistan, well, Taliban has occupied, I think, almost 83% of the country. Latest being, it has also occupied the border between Iran also, and they have given out the new rules, like erstwhile Taliban was in Afghan government, that women can't go outside and men have to grow beard. They have also passed the local dikkats, that is diktats, that is the orders, wherein many things have been passed, like erstwhile that rigid Sharia law type things in Afghanistan. Amid the growing influence of Taliban and their growing powers and the way they are capturing the Afghan territory, thousands of Afghan troops have fled into Tajikistan, and after the US have left. Well, if you see the Afghanistan presently, though I will keep showing you the tidbits as we speak, but now understand what has happened in Afghanistan as a whole. US has, without telling anyone, one fine day suddenly vanished from Afghanistan airbase, and this airbase was totally empty. And when they left about 150 160 Humvees there, and they left about 80 containers of weapons, arms and ammunition, along with many other things. Few of them were destroyed by while before leaving. So all these have been now taken over by the Afghan Taliban's. They captured. They When they went into that, they found that there was no soldiers there. The entire airfield and their military bases are empty, and that weapons and all these latest weapons, of including the rocket launchers, the grenade launchers, the C4 explosives, have been left behind. Now everything is in Afghan Taliban hand. Now government forces and Taliban, the fight is now on going on a big scale. The government forces are slowly being pushed back. So many of the soldiers are fleeing the country and moving into Tajikistan. Tajikistan is accepting the soldiers as the refugees. Russia has promised the Tajikistan that they will help in case there is a Taliban surge into their country. But Taliban is pushing now towards the closer to the towns, and once closer to the towns, Taliban though has said that we will not enter into the towns, but we will be on the outskirts. Well, this is happening, and at the outskirts, US has now resorted to bombing, air bombing these Taliban forces outside the major places like Kabul and Kandahar. So there is a very dicey situation going on in Afghanistan, and the point to note for all the students who are taking the examination, that Taliban, Afghanistan, Pakistan, US, China, this is a interlinked, I must say, interwoven situation. So none of them can be dealt individually while taking this topic. So you should be aware that why is the US moving out. I have made a very detailed video. If you have seen it, if not, please visit my channel and see that detailed video which I have made about what India should do when now that the US has left Afghanistan. But what I'm trying to tell you right now is that when now that US is gone, the geographical area of west to India will now be very uncertain, and this is a very good situation for India. India should take the maximum profit from this kind of a situation. Why? Because now the key players in Afghanistan are the Afghanistan government, which is almost going to be negligible now. The key player will be Taliban. Thereafter, deeply associated with Taliban is the Pakistan's ISI and the deep state. So therefore, Pakistan will get involved. Once Pakistan gets involved, its forces have to be distributed between the Pakistan's eastern and the western borders. And once it has happened, now I think you can make 2+2, that why Pakistan was so much in a hurry to get a peace ceasefire agreement with India about a month and a half back. Probably this is the reason that they know that now they are getting sucked into the Afghanistan crisis. So once the Pakistan gets involved with Afghanistan, the Afghanistans have already started showing their colors in Pakistan. Though it is not the worst while Afghanistan, there have been attacks on Pakistan. Pakistani soldiers have been are being killed in the border areas of Pakistan. And also, the moment you involve Pakistan into Afghanistan, the all-weather ally China has to come in, because he has large economical interests in Pakistan. Now, China will have to invariably get involved with the Pakistan and Afghanistan. And one more reason why China is rattled as of now is because there is a strong support to the Uyghur Muslims in China from Taliban. There is a separate set of a group of insurgents, which is I'm just forgetting the name, but there is a group of insurgents which are supporting the Uyghur Muslims. So we might not be surprised, or it might not be a big thing if we suddenly hear that there is some kind of a bomb blast happening in China in the border regions where the Uyghur Muslims are there, or something of this sort is happening. So that Afghanistan will play a major role in the current geopolitical events, and this topic will certainly come handy to you whatever discussions you are taking, or whatever interviews are giving, and whatever examinations you are taking as far as the civil services are concerned. I have now that I have covered a little bit in detail, these next news events I will be just covering them very, very fast. Militants have attacked 3 military posts in Pak, and 3 soldiers have been killed. Well, this is something to do with the Pakistan's tribal land, which coincides with Afghanistan's Taliban. So I was just talking about this is coming in the North Waziristan district. So these clashes will now increase. Amid all these things, the government of India has created a new ministry, which is called as Cooperation Ministry of Cooperation. Well, this has been created to realize the vision of Sahakar se Samriddhi, that is prosperity through cooperation. What does it do? It will provide separate administrative, legal, and policy framework for strengthening cooperative movements in India. The ministry will also streamline the process for ease of doing business for a cooperatives and enable development of multi-state cooperatives. Just as a point, what are the policies? This can be added into the latest governing policy thing. As I told you, the US left the Afghan bases at night, and the Afghanistans had no clue that when they have left. Probably they must have left because of the inhibitions that once they come to know the attacks will be more, or they will be vulnerable while leaving. So probably that could be the reason. And coming on to probably now the first time we are seeing that Uyghur community in France have started protesting against China over Xinjiang province. So it is the first time that I have seen this kind of a news coming in. Notice the flag. It is a blue flag with a moon, a crescent moon and a star. So this is becoming a symbol for Uyghur communities, and this is for the first time coming out. China has been able to suppress this dissent in the country, but now outside it will have to face the world. I've already discussed this. Tajikistan will be helped by Afghanistan. Russia will help Tajikistan in case the Afghanistan crisis blows out of its hand. And again, amidst all this, Pakistan is now eyeing for drones with Turkey and probably with China. So we have always seen that after China, Turkey has been its best friend. Friend is a word, but Turkey is trying to push in Pakistan as much as possible so that Turkey can emerge as the leader of OIC, which was snubbed very badly. Turkey is in news for all wrong reasons. Now America is planning to put sanctions on Turkey as well. There were recent incidences happening in Balochistan, wherein the Pakistani armed forces, their paramilitary forces were under attack, and there has been an uprising in Balochistan, which is a very good thing for India as far as I am concerned. But Pakistan has slowly now under pressure has been their minister has now said that they will only talk to Baloch insurgents who are not linked to India. So somehow a narrative has been pushed in wherein Baloch and India have started joining together. So it's a good thing, even though I really don't know what is up and not, but even though it is not there, now whenever they take Baloch, if they add India to it, it is extremely good news for India. Like we say, Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Somehow Kashmir has always been integrated with Pakistan and India. So likewise, Baloch and India is a good news for us. Drone technology, as well as I was talking about, Israel is now working on that swarm of drones over Gaza, and it is already in place. It is not on paper, the drawing board, but it is actually on ground. And the Israel is now letting off about drones over the city, and once these drones are over the city, it is loitering in the air and looking for targets, and once the targets are seen, they are coming onto the targets. Well, as discussed earlier, Taliban is now controlling about 85% of the Afghan territory, and also it has captured key Afghan border crossings with Iran, and it has also almost taken over the country's major infrastructure projects. So it will be an event in Afghanistan to be seen, and now Joe Biden has said that the entire military mission in Afghanistan will end on 31st of August. So not far off. It is within a month and a half span time that we will be seeing the entire nation being put into a doldrums, a sudden vacuum because of the US departure. Coming back to India, the Delhi High Court has supported Uniform Civil Code, and while hearing one of the cases of Amina community regarding the divorce, and it now wants the union government to expedite the Uniform Civil Code. I have made a separate video on this Uniform Civil Code. Please check that video; it will be helpful. And I have also informed that the next important bill will be that of the population bill, and this will be next important topic. I'll make a video very soon on this too, wherein some kind of incentives will be given for people having a smaller family. While again jumping back to Afghanistan, the countries have now started evacuating their diplomats from Afghanistan, which includes India, China, US, Iran, thereafter France, everybody. So country is going into a turmoil. Finally, after a quite Twitter's fight happening with India, Twitter has suspended about 22,000 odd accounts in its first monthly compliance, and they have also posted one grievance officer in India. But there is yet more to be done. This is to be considered as a big success for India, because India has been pushing that such companies cannot be following their own laws of other countries. In a turn of events, Nepal Supreme Court has reinstated the dissolved House of Representatives for the second time in nearly 5 months, and now Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Deuba has been elected as Prime Minister for the 5th time, and the KP Sharma Oli administration has been dissolved. So this time what KP Sharma Oli had got for himself to project himself as a prominent leader, I think that is now gone. He was certainly trying to be a spoke between India and the Nepal relations on behest of China. I think now we should see some better things happening. In this month's geopolitical major event, I had discussed that the Olympics will be one major geopolitical event. There is there's a video on geopolitical events which are planned for the month of July. If you have not seen that, please see that. And Olympics is a major part of it, and India is sending 228 members. It is the largest ever Olympic contingent that India has sent, and out of this 228, there will be 119, again the largest, and the division is almost the same, that is 67 male athletes and 52 female athletes. And India is looking for making a mark in Olympics this time, so it should be that one. The BHIM UPI app payment system, this has been successfully launched by the NPCI in India, and the model or the new system has actually made ease of transfer of money or the banking system. Now this is now going to crossing the boundary and going to the other country. It is with a small start. Bhutan has become the first country outside India to adopt the UPI standards for its QR development. Well, this might be a small step, but please note that this step will be a major step, because once the world gets onto this kind of a payment system, because India is a very large country, and if it has been successful in India, it can be successful anywhere. So there might be a day when you just are transferring through UPI addresses or probably a QR code instead of such long procedures of a bank. And in addition, you must also know that in addition to the BHIM UPI payment systems, that is which is a software which has been given, we also are aware that India has given the CoWIN app after successful implementation in India. That CoWIN app is a COVID app which the world is taking for their countries. Coming on to one defense update which is coming in. Germany has become the latest NATO country to establish a military space command. Now that we know that everybody is eyeing for the space, and China is majors being China and US, the other allies are slowly pitching into it, and there are commands which are formed specifically for space, and probably they will not be far off when there will be a war or operations going on in space, and we hear that today, somebody has destroyed somebody's satellite, or they have hacked somebody's satellite, or something will might happen. So just an update as far as the defense one is concerned. So that's all, friends, from my side this time, and I will see you again on the 31st of July with the second part of the current affairs update. And before 31st, I shall be posting some more analysis videos, and one thing which I am working presently is to how and why China is losing its major investments worldwide. Like, China has the habit of putting everybody into a debt traps, but now slowly countries are pulling out from Chinese investments. Why? That will be my next video. Please say subscribe to my channel, and please help me get more subscribers, and I will see you soon shortly. Thank you.